Magnitude of the loss of James Tedesco. So 20 minutes in, New South Wales, they lose their skipper. He collides heavy with the knee of Josh Papali, and then Jai Arrow sort of stands over and goes on with it. But the loss of Teddy, is that too hard for the Blues to recover from?
It's not too hard. They could have definitely recovered from that, but it's a twofold effect. This guy is arguably the best player in the game right now. Yeah. His impact and ability to have a say in some of the biggest moments in rugby league the last 3 years is unparalleled at the moment. So there's no doubt, with 3 minutes to go, James Tedesco turns up at some stage attacking the Queensland line and comes up with a play. The other side is that now Gutherson gets moved and Isaiah Yeo moves to right centre. Next minute, Munster, Gagai have a field day down that short side and they score. So, yeah, look, it's a twofold effect, but I still think that New South Wales should have performed and probably should have won that series tonight.
Can I just say too, Vonnie, Jai Arrow's copping a lot already over that incident there. I don't think he knew Tedesco was knocked out, and I think the moment he did realise that it was actually a bit more serious than a bloke just dropping the ball, he quickly responded in the right manner. So I think people who are out there and the little peanuts with their Twitter accounts and whatnot just need to lay off a little bit.
It's not sportsmanship though if someone's on the ground. He didn't need to.
He didn't have to do that, but he didn't have to do that. But fair dinkum, it's Origin, and that's not. He just picked him up and threw him down. If Tedesco was fit and healthy, Tedesco would have looked at him and would have been the end of it. He would have got up and got on with it.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. But I don't think. But I don't think Arrow. No, I don't think Arrow knew that he was concussed until he gets to this point here. Then he goes, "Oh, hang on. Actually, look." You can see. As soon as he realises that Tedesco's not well, he responds the right way.
But Tedesco's almost prone. Like it's.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. It looks terrible. But I think all these people jumping on Jai Arrow now need to pull their heads in a bit.
Well, I probably need to pull my head in because I don't like that.
Going back to...
Do you think he knew he was out?
No, he didn't, but that's not a play that you should be doing whether someone's in or out of consciousness, for me.
Yeah, I'll get that. Yeah, that's a fair point. I
mean, whether he's out or not, you whack someone, then drop the ball, pick them up and throw them.
That's fair, but I do think the response is from people who know that Tedesco was knocked out, thought it was completely out of play, and don't realise that actually the Arrow didn't realise.
Yeah, going back to the point of losing Tedesco, I do think it was too big a loss to recover from, given their bench, and that worked really well for them in Sydney. Everything fell into place for them, but without Ryan Pappenhausen on the bench or a genuine utility, Isaiah did his best. He tried so hard out in that right centre position up against one of the form players of the series in Dane Gagai. But this bloke, Kenty, you just touched on it before about Cameron Munster and moments and Origin being about moments. James Tedesco has owned so many moments, whether it be in grand finals or in the Origin series over recent years. And I think tonight, when that game started to get into the balance, I do think he would have made a difference. I really think he is a player in that New South Wales lineup, hence the reason why Freddie gave him the captaincy that players turn to.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where Munster put in that double kick and then only moments later kicked a crossfield. And if you look at Clint Gutherson, and I love Clint Gutherson, you know that, I've rapped him all season, but Gutherson is waving his hands in the air, trying to get the referee's attention, hoping that he calls that a knock-on from Branko Lee. Tedesco competes on that play, and I think he gets there to shut that down. That's what Tedesco does. That's the brilliance of him.
In those final stages, the Blues lose Cody Walker to what looked to be a very heavy concussion as well. Yeah. Corey Allen gets sin bin for interference with Josh Addo-Carr.
Kafusi should have been sin bin.
So Kafusi was very lucky to get away with it as well. Cleary then decides to kick on the third, but you would have thought that in that moment, you're talking about moments, is that where Tedesco would have taken the game away?
I think Tedesco has such a ripple effect on individuals in that side. I think he makes Cody Walker a better player. I think he makes Damien Cook a better player. And I think he certainly makes Nathan Cleary a better player. Having James Tedesco around the footy is like having Cameron Munster. And that was the difference tonight. He doesn't hesitate. He goes after the moments, he chases them, he's tough, and he's always in the game, and he never leaves the contest, and he finds guys when they start to fatigue and get vulnerable, and we didn't have that tonight.
Mick's right. Losing Tedesco hurt big time, but they are back-to-back series champions, New South Wales. They should have found a way. There's been moments in times over the great Origin teams where players don't play or people got a sore shot or something, and you just find a way. You can't just rely on one person to be the difference. Yes, Cameron Munster is equivalent that to Tedesco, But if Munster had gone down, Queensland had to find a way. Otherwise, we'd be saying the same thing. So I just think that they had enough people out in that field, enough Origin experience to cover the loss of Tedesco. While he's the best player in the game, they should have covered it.
Yeah, I see your point there, but I also wonder whether with Nathan Cleary, Cody Walker, and even Damien Cook, as far as game management goes, I think New South Wales really came up short there.
That's exactly what Origin is about. Can you do this when your back is against the wall and the ball isn't going your way? That's what Origin is about. Everyone can play football when the front foot, yes, the bounce ball goes my way. Can you do it when the ball isn't going your way? Can you do it when you're under pressure? And can you come up with the best play? And New South Wales didn't do that.